good. Everybody go ahead and stand up. Get comfortable here. Nice long tall posture. Feet are comfortable width underneath you. We're just going to start off with some hip circles, going around the clock here, kind of trying to notice, how your feet feel and how your legs feel and how your lower back feels, and maybe like, oh, right here on my hip, that feels a little bit goofy, but sort of getting in touch with your body so that you can make really respectful choices about it and, go into your stretching with this nice mindfulness and consideration for yourself. Go ahead and do a little bend through your knees. You'll notice that also increases the bend through the ankles. And then come all the way up here, reaching up as well if you feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable reaching up, maybe put your hands on a stable surface. Bend down a little bit further this time, coming into almost a little bit of a squat position. And coming up as far as you feel comfortable, reaching up. Beautiful. Coming down a little bit lower now. And reaching up. Beautiful. Coming down again. Just doing a little gentle warm up here. Taking care of our lower body. This is going to be a little bit more lower body focused today, but we will do a little bit of twisting and a little bit of goodness for our upper body as well. This time, go ahead and come down onto your heels as well. Bring your arms down and out around to the sides. Taking a moment to really reach your hands apart. Open up through the front of your body. And continue reaching as you keep those angles changing, slowly dropping the hands. And now inhale your arms up. And reach your arms out. And allow them to slowly come down. So you're getting the benefit of all of these different angles as you bring your hands out and down. Fantastic. All right, one last time here. Bring your arms all the way up. Reach up, up, up. Try and reach up a little bit higher with your right arm, a little bit higher with your left arm. Back and forth here. And then bring your arms down. So you're in sort of a T or star position if you account for your legs. And now I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to flex through my wrists. So I'm pointing my fingertips back to the wall behind me, getting a little additional stretch through my forearm there. And now I'm going to keep my arms out to the side, reach my fingertips straight forward. Get a little stretch on the other side. And then bring the arms down. Do a couple of shoulder circles here. Nice. All right, feet a little bit wider apart. We're going to come down into a single leg squat. I mean, that's what it's going to look like. It's called a side lunge, but I'm squatting in my left leg. My right leg's going to stay straight. So we're going to go in and out of this 5 times. 1, and then we're going to go nice and slow. Don't feel like you have to get to your maximum depth here. The first repetition. I'm at 3. We're working in and out of this a little bit first to give your body a little courtesy call, a little warm up, a tiny bit of strength building. If your muscles are strong, even in these positions that are extended and outside of your normal range of motion, it is more relaxed and able to relax into a stretch. So your body has some pretty sophisticated ways of knowing when it's safe, essentially. So now we're going to hang out here for a few moments. Bring your weight forward a little bit, bring your weight back a little bit. If this isn't a comfortable position for you to just hang out in, you may want to have a stool where you can rest a little bit of your body weight in so that you can feel safe and stable. You might also put your hands on the ground instead of on another surface. You'll notice that by shifting your body weight back or by shifting your body weight forward, you'll change the stretch. So let's come on up. If you need to step your legs back together to give yourself a little mini rest, go ahead and do that. Then step back out whenever you're ready. And we're gonna go in 5 little lunges here. Trying to get a little bit deeper each one. Take your time, explore the bottom of that, and then come up if it feels good. And when you're ready, you can hang out at the bottom and just spend your time here exploring the stretch, back and forward, noticing how that changes things, how it feels good, how you're like, oh, maybe it would feel good if I went a little lower. Maybe it would feel way better if I was up here. Choosing what's right for you. Breathing into it, not holding your breath as you explore something new that your body hasn't probably done all day. And coming out whenever you're ready. Next thing we want to do is a single leg hamstring stretch. So for this, I'm actually going to have my right leg forward, my left leg will be back and bent. So from the side, going to look like this. You can see I have my support ready to go here. I have my right leg forward, my back leg bent. My toes are actually up off the floor, but start with whatever position is comfortable for you. And then you're going to tip down, reaching your belly button towards your toes. If you're more comfortable with your hands on another surface, go for that. Try not to go down so far though that your back is rounded. Try to keep a pretty flat back here. As you hang out in this stretch, you might feel like you're able to go a little bit deeper into it. You're able to lift your toes off the ground, or maybe you want to go back and forth, toes on the ground, toes off the ground. Maybe you want to adjust your hips. So if my left hip is closest to the ground, that's going to change the stretch compared to if my hips are even, or if my right hip is closest to the ground. And I can play with those angles, experimenting, enjoying the stretch. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So now my right leg is going to get bent. My left leg is going to come forward. And I'm going to keep my back nice and flat as I tip forward, drawing my belly button close to my left toes. Closer, not actually close. And then I'm supporting myself so I can breathe into the stretch here. Playing with angles, of course, just like the other side, by manipulating the hip bones, by dropping the toes or lifting the toes off the ground. Maybe even drawing my torso a little bit closer towards my foot. Nice. Go ahead and stand up. Next thing I'm going to do is I am going to take my right foot, cross it over my left leg here. Cross my leg over. Keep the bend in the right leg soft. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip forward. Now I'm going to do this with my support and show you from the side. So right leg soft, left leg solid. This is the left leg is the leg we're really stretching here. I'm tipping forward, holding on here. And if I want to intensify the stretch, I'll lean into the left side. And I'll drop my belly button towards my toes a little bit deeper. This can be a pretty tight stretch, so go into it really slowly. And if it feels particularly tight on you, maybe hang out up here or work in and out of it a couple of times. And just see how your body feels in this position before you try and hang out in one spot for 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So now I have my right leg planted. My left leg is crossing in front of my right. I'm tipping forward at the hips here till I start to feel that nice stretch. And then I get to play with the stretch, leaning into the right hip, tipping my belly button down towards the ground, experimenting and playing, and maybe working in and out of it. So just gently tipping forward and then coming out, back and forth as it feels good. Many of us will not be comfortable at 90 degrees here, and that is totally fine. 90 degrees through the hips. Beautiful. Let's take care of our hip flexors now. We've taken care of the back of our leg, essentially. Let's take care of the front here too. So for this, like anything else, you can have something stable and handy for you, but I'm going to bring my right leg forward, left leg back, and I'm going to tuck the pelvis, so almost like you have a tail and you're tucking it under, and you're opening up through the front of this left hip. Make sure your body is staying upright here. And if you would like, you can take this left arm and reach it all the way up and over. And just feel how that changes the stretch. If you need to sink into this stretch further than I am to feel it, you can also do that. You can drop down and spread your feet further apart here. Beautiful. Let's do the other side. So now my left leg is coming forward. My right leg is going back. I'm tucking the pelvis like I have a tail and it's tucking under. And I'm just experiencing that stretch to start off with, opening up through this front of the right hip. And then from here, I'm able to bring my right arm up and over if that feels good. Tipping, stretching, and experimenting. Nice. Whenever you're ready, come on up to standing. We're going to do a little bit of gentle twisting for our torso here. And bringing your right elbow back towards the wall behind you. And coming to center. And then going the other direction. Left elbow back towards the wall behind you. Include your neck in that twist if it feels good. And let's do one more on each side. So I'm exhaling, my right elbow towards the wall behind me, and then I'm looking at that back wall as well if it feels good. Face the center, and then twist to the left. And come back to the center. We're going to reach our arms all the way back here into this goalpost position. And then bring them forward. So I'll be at a slight angle here. I'm going to tuck my chin, round through my back here. And bring the arms apart. Opening up through the front of my body. And one last gentle rounding here, tucking my chin, dropping my shoulders, and rounding through my back. And that's it. That's our time for today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Take care, everyone.